Happy Friday, my Young and the Restless fans. Hopefully, you're having a fun-tabulous one. We made it to the end of the week. We got the Friday cliffhanger that we have to talk about. I'm going to give you a few highlights and then we'll unpack this episode. First, we see Tucker warning Jack about Ashley. Victor wants to celebrate their anniversary away from Genoa City, and Nick gives Adam unsolicited advice. So, without any further ado, let's unpack this cliffhanger drama for March 29th. The scene opens up at the GCAC where the ever charismatic Jack Abbott finds himself unexpectedly accosted by none other than Tucker McCall. Now, Jack is visibly wary of Tucker's presence and reluctantly engages in conversation as Jack is now probing Tucker about his absence from Paris. Now, it turns out Tucker has some concerns about Ashley, Jack's sister, whose erratic behavior has been raising red flags. Now, Jack is fiercely defensive of his family. He is not believing it and brushes off Tucker's worries. But Tucker is persistent, revealing that Ashley expressed a desire to reconcile with him. Now, of course, he didn't believe that either, said that that's in his dreams. This revelation, though, rattles Jack, who fears Ashley might be lured back into a toxic dynamic, and he knows everything that what Tucker is saying has actually been happening. That whole family understands it, but at the end, Jack tells Tucker to stay away from his sister. Meanwhile, over at Society, Kyle finds himself in a heart-to-heart with newcomer Claire. Now, as they're bonding over shared experiences of family turmoil, Kyle is grappling with resentment with his mother, Diane. Now, Claire, opening up about her own past struggles, offers Kyle a fresh perspective on forgiveness and second chances, leaving him to ponder their familiar relationships. And I gotta say, once again, it looked like they're chem testing these two, most definitely. Back at Newman Enterprises, tensions are running high as Victor and Nick grapple with the aftermath of Jordan's escape. Now, with Jordan's threat looming large, the Newman family is trying to rally together, determined to protect their own. Nikki now comes in, and Victor does not seem too happy with her. She tells them that she found out Jordan escaped, and he was like, well, how did you find that out? She said, well, the security team told me. He said, okay, with her on the loose, what made you decide to come to this office? Why didn't you stay in the house? She didn't want to stay in the house by herself. So he felt that, you're afraid, but you're out and about. He didn't like it. However, she said that she was struggling because of the fact that she felt like she wants to have a drink like right now. Now, after Victor and Nikki leave, guess who comes in? Sally. And Nick was like, well, if you're looking for Adam, he's not here. And she was like, no, Adam has a lot going on. I don't know if you know about his son and the OCD situation. He's leaving out of town, and he told me to tell you and Victor. And Nick was like, but I don't think you need to tell Victor. Adam needs to tell him himself. Speaking of Adam, Nick is now over at Crimson Lights where they have a conversation. He's trying to be a supportive brother, extending a helping hand to Adam, who of course is struggling with the weight of his son's impending departure for the residential facility. Now, he starts to give Adam a little bit of unsolicited advice, which is, you need to be there for your son, but you know what? You're going to have to tell Dad that you're leaving. I'm going to let you have the jet. You use that to take him off to Maryland, but that conversation you need to have it yourself with Victor. But it's Nikki Newman who now steals the spotlight as she bravely confronts her demons at an AA meeting. Raw with emotion, Nikki is bearing her soul, grappling with the feelings of guilt and rage in the wake of Jordan's reign of terror. Jack comes in, being the steadfast friend, offering a comforting presence as Nikki navigates her road to recovery. They're now back at the ranch where they both have a conversation, and of course she's thanking him for being there. there. And at the same time, guess who comes in while they're having a conversation? None other than Victor. As Jack leaves, Victor was like, she looks worse than she was before. And Jack says, yeah, it's a process. It's not going to be overnight, but yeah, she needs something to help her through this situation. We then see Victor unveiling a plan to whisk Nikki away on a much-needed vacation, hoping to shield her from further harm. With the promises of new beginnings on the horizon, the Newman family is bracing themselves for challenges yet to come, which it looked like Claire is more than prepared to deal with. Victoria was worried about her with them being out of town, that she could shift her focus on Claire. And Claire was like, let her bring it. I'm ready for her. So yeah, they look like they're united in their resolve to face everything. And finally, we have Kyle. Kyle makes it back over to the Abbott mansion where he had the same conversation his mother had with Jack. And Jack told him the same thing he told Diane, that look, the two of you going to have to figure this out together. I'm not putting my 2 cents in it, which actually I think maybe he should help them navigate this. He's the CEO, Diane is his co-CEO, and Kyle is his COO. So I think they all need to have a meeting of the mind, set some boundaries, and move forward from there. Okay, so there you have it. Let's get the conversation started down in the comment section. What do you think about Tucker warning Jack about Ashley? It didn't seem like Jack wanted to listen to him. He's so angry with Tucker that he can't actually see that Tucker is trying to tell him, look, go check on your sister. Victor wants to celebrate their anniversary away from Genoa City. The problem is, Jordan can get around if she wants to. So I know that there is a anniversary party scheduled to air in the next week or so. So it's going to be interesting if more drama shows up. And then Nick giving unsolicited advice to Adam. I think Adam actually took his word because, you do need to talk to your dad. You can't have Sally or Nick pass that message. Like Nick said, that's his grandson. You're his son. Go talk to your dad. Also, make sure you check out the bold and the beautiful recap for today, as we are still with the aftermath of the breakup. This is where we see that slap attempt from Hope in this episode. Luna and that situation is back on air today. And where do everybody go from here? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you're notified every time a video is posted. And until the next one, we'll see you guys soon. Bye.